Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought I would start working on my Folks of the Forest journal. Now I have got some bits and pieces ready done. These are some of the bits that we've made in the past. I've got lots of bits and pieces in here. So I thought today I'm going to start using some bits up and start making a journal. Now what I have done, I've actually got 7 signatures in this one because I want each one to be small, because I sort of like tend to put lots in my journals, lots of bits and pieces. I wanted each sort of like signature sort of like a little bit smaller so they're not so big and puffy. So I'm going to attempt to do 7 smaller signatures. Now in each signature there's only 3 pages. So it's less sort of like daunting as well, because you can go through them quite quickly, I think. So I have got 2 of them, or I've got 1 or 2 of main pages, and then I've backed them with my new kit, which is the Grungy and Distress backing paper kit, and it works absolutely perfect with this. I think it looks lovely because this looks very grungy, and I'm loving it. So all as I've done, I've added 2 pages of the main kit, of the Folks of the Forest kit, backed them with the Grungy and Distress papers, and I've just added in a bit of tea stain paper into each one. So each one has got just 3 pages in it, like this, and I've just folded them up like that, just so they're nice, little bit of folded, so we can have a little tuck, or it can open out, or we can add something to it and tuck them all in, or do something. This one I've just bent up like that, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that one, but I just wanted some sort of like little bits and pieces in here like that, so they've all got a little extra piece in. So that's the plan, like that. This one I have sort of done, so I'm just want to work on this one, and then I can go through and show you other bits and pieces as we go through. So I just want to do a few little bits. Now I've cut these pieces out. These are some of the words. I've got a couple of lovely little toadstools, some little cards on there. So I just wanted to do like little bits at a time. Now I do have this beautiful papers and things here. Now these are from Tapology, so I thought these would absolutely work perfect in there, because they are the lovely perfect colours. And this one's got a beautiful little shine on it, which I think would look really nice as one of the little sort of fairy bits in there, which I would like to do. So, oops, let's pop that back. So the first thing I would like is to just do, I think I'm going to have this as my main page. Now, I'm going to, before I get going, I've got these 2 as well, which are from my Grungy kit. And I thought this would make a lovely cover. Whether I'm going to do that or not, I'm not sure. I think it will make quite a big cover. Or a nice sort of like old leathery looking cover, so I might use that, but I'm going to just pop some little bits in each signature first, before I make the cover, because you know what I'm like, I tend to put a little bit too much in. I think we all are, we all do that, don't we? Now I've got some words, and I thought I might make just like a little envelope thingy. I've got a little bit of, now this is a bit of Grungy paper that I used to ink onto, and I was going to make like, let's get these little bits out of the way. I was going to make like a little envelope. So, do you think it's going to be too big? Let's just make an envelope. Let's just cut that down so we've got a square. Just pop that. I want to find the middle. Now I've got a couple of videos, I think, on making envelopes, but they are so simple to do. Let's just cut that a little bit off there. You want to find the middle, and then you pop the edges, just the opposite edges, into that little middle bit like that. If I remember, I'll pop the link down to make the little mini envelopes. Now that's quite nice, so I'm going to just pop this up like that. I have made so many envelopes in the past, so put this down so this goes level, fold that underneath, and then we just turn that piece over. So if this is like a little long envelope, let's get that on there like that. Okay, so that's quite nice, isn't it? Now I'm going to just round these little bits like that. Just put a little roundy bit, just tidy those bits up. You only need to do it on the top piece. Push these in and stick that up, and then that looks a bit more like an envelope, and then you can push that down. So perfect. Let's just quickly glue this together. So I want to work in this journal. This journal's been going for a while now, and I've been having a little tidy up, and I thought it is about time I started working properly on this journal. So here we go. I did a little bit over the weekend just to get it up and running. Okay, that's good. So now we've got this lovely envelope. Do we have, where's my little dauber gone? A little bit of ink around the edge. Turn that over. Just a little bit of ink. Perfect. So what I think we shall do now, I'm going to take that out because we don't need that. I just want to work on this. So shall we have it like a little angle? I want to put quite a few little envelopes in this journal, I think, because I think they look really sort of nice. Maybe I'll just have it like that, just so we can pop something in the back, and then we've also got a little something we can pop in there as well. We've got some words. What shall we have? Shall we have toadstools? Toadstools and mushrooms. Shall we have toadstools on there? And then I can add a little toadstool to this, can't I? Just there like that. And then we can have something. Now I've got bits of this which I've coloured. We've got some nice bits of coloured seam binding. So I've got all sorts of little things that I made in the past. So let's just see, let's pop those to the side. Should we make a little sort of background to it? Unless I put this on first and go around it. Maybe I will do that. Now this is going to be, I think this is going to be the first, because it says Forest Fairies. I think this is going to be like the first page that we open up. So I might even go down, just down the side with a little bit of seam binding. Like that, I think. Okay, where's my glue? Take this out. I hope it hasn't dried up too much. So I will probably, oh, here we go. I will probably sew down this bit as well. Let's just put a little bit of glue on there. Take this. Just stick it on. Nice thing about all of this, it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's sort of like a little Folks of the Forest. It can be all sort of like a bit grungy, can't it? So let's just stick that on there like that. Cut that off. Okay, let's maybe add a little bit of this. Oh, I could have used that piece. Just add these little bits to it. Now again, this is a good way to use up all your little scrappy bits, isn't it? Make little things, just scrappy bits to pop on there. Now, shall we have it so it sort of comes over that piece? I want to make enough room so it's a pocket behind so we can put things down. Okay, let's just stick this on. I'm gonna just stick this down the sides. Put that there. Okay. Should we have this to hold that down? Just so that we can pop that in and out. And put that up and tuck that in like that. And I think that could probably come down, couldn't it? Maybe I'll use a little bit of this. Like that. Let's get some of our glue. Let's just add. I think I might just add this darker piece. Grungy bit, pop that on, without getting too much glue everywhere. There we go. Pop this little bit, oops, like that, and then that can just sort of stick over the top, just a little bit on the sides, just a tiny bit down there. There we go. And then this is just, that can just slot in nicely, can't it? We pop this little toadstool there. It's almost sort of like making like a little scene, isn't it? Let's pop a little bit of this lovely green on here. So we can open this up a little bit. Okay, should we have that one or should we have this one? I like the red one, I think. So we need to make it so it sits on this a little bit. Oops, that's a bit too much. Go. Oops. There we go. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? I do have, where did they go? All sorts of bits and pieces in here. I brought these lovely little wooden things. They're just like little pieces of wood. Oopsie daisy. Like this. Now, aren't these lovely? So these would look nice, wouldn't they? On there. But I think I might go through and add these later, because if I want to sew it in on any of these pages, I don't want them to be too heavy. Or I might add these when I've actually sewn in the signature. So let's pop those in there. But so when you're out and about, don't forget, have a look at all these little bits and pieces that you can add into your journals. Doesn't mean you're doing the journal there and then, but these are nice little things to have, so they're ready to go. So I just think that looks lovely, doesn't it? And we've got a bit of glue in there, so that will stick down nicely on that bit, won't it? Look at that. I think that looks lovely. And then we've got a little pocket to pop some little bits of writing, journaling on there. So doesn't that look nice? I like that. So this will go in. Again, we can always add a little bit more to it. And then we've got, what I will probably do is just get a little bit of, that's got glue all over it, so I won't use that. And I've got some other bits here. Let's pop that to the side, which we could just make like a little letter, couldn't we, to go in there. Let's just turn that down. Put this into sort of 3 like that. Is that too big? Just a tiny bit too big, isn't it? So let me just, well, I'm going to keep that because I can use that for something else, can't I? Let's go. There we go, that would do. We'll just fold this in half. That will fit. Let's get my scissors. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to grunge up the edges a little bit. A little bit of ink. You could also add a little bit of gesso onto that, which I've added onto these papers here and inked them. I just think it makes it look a bit sort of like old and grungy, doesn't it? Just sort of ink this up. Then I might even add a little bit of something to it. So I like that. That goes in there. So you've got a nice little secret journaling spot in there. Shall we add, I was going to add a little bit of seam binding or something to it, but I don't think I will because it won't go in the envelope. But there we go. That's a nice little writing spot in there, isn't there? And we've got a little pocket there. So that's perfect. And then I will at some point sew down there. So that looks lovely, doesn't it? I like that. Now again, we could add other little bits on there. Maybe another tiny little envelope. What shall we put on this side? Let's have a think. Now I've got the little envelope, not the envelopes. These are the little postcards. Now this one I actually cut down and used with the other half on something else. But I think that would probably go quite nicely on there. I could even use it as like a little tuck, couldn't I? Let's just go around the edges. I like little tuck spots and little hidden pieces in journals. I think they look really nice. So what should we have? Should we have it this way? I think we will, and I think I will add, oopsie daisy, I think I will add a little bit of this on to here. Just down there. Let's get the glue. I think I'll probably sew this in a sec. Let's just put that down like that. Let's have a little bit of greenery, just so these two sort of like pages match. Oops, I sort of like cut that off a little bit. Doesn't matter because we will sew that anyway. Just pop that just down like that. Oops. So that will look nice. Just a little stitching down on that piece, and then we can stick that on, and then we've got a little pocket there, and that just opens up like that. Okay, 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly sew that. There we go, lovely. So I've just sewn that on, so it's looks a little bit nicer, doesn't it? So I'm going to just glue this down. Oops, take that off. I didn't put the lid back on. But it is so hot here at the moment. It's very dry. Feels very dry heat today. We haven't had any rain for a very long time. So let's just pop that on there, just like that. So I will go and do a little bit of gardening this afternoon, get out there, because our tomatoes are starting to grow lovely now. So there we go. So we've got a lovely little pocket, so we can find something to pop in there. But again, when we do all the pockets and everything, it doesn't mean that you have to make something to go into the pockets, because you need, if you're going to have a journal, you want things, you know, if you do a little bit of journaling on something while you're out, and you wanted to just tuck it in there, then that's perfect, isn't it? Right, shall we just add a little something to this? I do like adding little bits and pieces. I think I'm going to have to colour a little bit more seam binding. Not seam binding, cheesecloth. So I'll show you. I'll do a video and show you again how I do it. Let's just take just some little pieces, just like this. Oops. And little bits. Stick that down. Little green bit. Oops. I'm going to twist this. There we go. So if you just give it a little twist, it gives it a little bit of dimension to it, although it will probably go flat when we close the journal, but it will have a little bit of movement there. Look, grunge it up, just stick those on. Look at that. I think that looks really nice. Now what you could do is just go in there with a little bits of stickles, just so it's got like little shiny bits, so it's almost like a little enchanted foresty bit. And maybe I'll pop some little shiny bits on here, or maybe some little sort of like sequiny bits on there, just to make it a little bit magical. So I'm loving that so far. So this one, I have just popped one of the little fairies on there, some seam binding, and again some cheesecloth. What can we put on this? This one I've just added a little flap on, and then these I did make in a video, so I will pop the link. I don't know whether I made a playlist of some of these things. And then just a little tuck spot in there. But I'm loving it. And this side I've just popped a little bit of that lovely trim on there. So that looks really nice. Shall we put something on here? Maybe I'll make another little envelope. I don't know what to do with this. I might add something to write on. So extra pages on here, I think. Let's see, I did have something somewhere, I don't know where that's gone now, but I'll leave that. I will come back to that, but I might make another little envelope on here. Should we do that? Maybe I'll make it out of some book paper this time. Okay, let me just, I don't want it too big. There we go. Let's tear that down, make it a little square, like that. Pinch that there. Let's just find the middle. Like that. Should we have that as the envelope? Should we have that as the top? So we need to just fold this in. Love these envelopes, like I said before, because they are just such lovely little additions to your journals, aren't they? And so easy to make. Let's pop that down. Pop that over. Shall I ink it first? Let's oopsie daisy. I'm going to try and do a couple of videos this week by adding into this journal. I'll do some when I have 5 minutes here and there, and then I will show you what I've done, but I want to do a couple of videos just to show you some of the process that I do, because I know it's nice to see that, isn't it? Let's just open these up. Make a little round bit there, just like that. Look, I think this just finishes it off. Whoopsie daisy. Nicely like that. Just a little itty bitty envelope. There we go. Glue that down. Let's hold on to that. Let's just put a little bit of glue in there. Oops. There we go. Oops, stick down. Perfect. Doesn't that look cute? They are so cute, aren't they? Okay, shall we? I know this is an envelope, but I might do a little pocket to put this envelope in, because I like these. Should we do a little something or other? What have I got? I've got this, which is quite a nice grungy piece. Oh, actually, what I might use is a little bit of this. Now, look, I've got all of this lovely paper. That's quite nice, isn't it? Oh, but then again, don't want to go too bright. What shall we put on there? Actually, I might use this bluey bit, because that goes well together, doesn't it? Those two colours go really well together. So, shall I have it a little pocket or a little tuck? I think I'm going to just go across like this. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this lovely shiny. I'll see see if I can find the links to the Tapology papers, because they are just beautiful. So let's pop those. That will slip in there nicely. So we don't need all of that, we just need this piece. Pop that in my little box. Now I am going to add, I think, a little bit of this. Oh, a little bit of this Grungy. I'm going to sew on here. Should we have a little green bow? I need to sort this out because it's got all tangled up since the last time I made anything with it. Oops, where's the end? There we are. So just mix all your things together. Don't be afraid to add different textures and papers and things, because that, I think, makes a really interesting look to your journals. Look at that. I like that. Now I'll have to stick this little bow on afterwards because that won't sew on the sewing machine. So what shall we do? So I'm going to pop that along the top. I think I might even back this with a piece of paper like that, just to make it so it doesn't go through the holes. I think that's what I will do. Take that, I'm going to cut that down like that. I'm going to pop to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to sew all the way around the edge, and then we can just stick that on. So 2 secs. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Can you see that lovely shiny on there? I'm going to pop the little bow on there because I think that looks really nice. Make sure that folds properly. So I'll have it right at the edge, and then again I will probably add just a little bit of something underneath. So let's just stick this on for a second and stick it on with some PVA glue, or this tacky glue I have in here because it's paper to paper, and this works really, really well. So let's just make sure we're sticking this on straight. So we have it there. Lovely. Our lovely green bow can come down there like that. We have our little envelope which we will pop something into. That can go on there. And then I think I might even, let's just do a little bit of almost like collage-y, I think, because we've got the book paper on the envelope. Let's just pop some book paper down here like that, just so it sort of coordinates just a little better, doesn't it? And we can pop a little bit of this coming down here. I'm going to use the fabric tack because it's the seam binding. Oh no, look, I've got myself all sticky now. Yuck. Okay, put that in the bin. Gosh. Stick that on. What else can we put on there? A little bit. I've got some. Where's my lace? There we go. Here's a little piece. That might look quite nice. I do like this lacy bits. Let's go. Just tuck that under, just so we've got little layers on there. Love it. Okay, let's try and get some glue out for the little bow. Pop that on there. Lovely. Doesn't that look good? We could also have one of our little words on here. Enchanting Fairy Sparkle. Should we put magical? Seeing we've got some shiny bits, we could just put magical on here, couldn't we? Oops. Which is nice, and I might have, what did I do with these extra bits? Look at this tears lovely. Look at all these lovely fibres. Can you see those fibres in there? Pop a little bit of this down. I think I'll pop all of that on there. Stick that down. Oh, this little piece, little shiny piece. And then this over the top. There we go. Perfect. Love it. Love, love, love. Okay, so there we go. That is the start of this signature then, isn't it? So we've got that. We'll pop something in there at some point. That looks lovely. We have done then this first lovely page, so I'm loving that. I can always add to it. I can always come back and we can always add to these bits. So we've got a lovely pocket there. We've got our lovely little envelope with a little journaling space in there, a couple of little bits in there, and then we have done our lovely pocket here as well with the envelope. So I will make some more little bits and pieces, I think, to go in there. But love that so far. I'm loving it. So there we go, guys. That's a good start, isn't it? So I'm going to leave it there, and I will come back and I'll do another couple more videos this week by getting some more bits and pieces done. And then hopefully by the end of the week we could start making the journal cover. Depending on what size these signatures will turn out. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye bye.